My youngest sister got married recently, and when we got sent the wedding photos, the look of just pure joy that was on her face that day as she got married to her new husband was just incredible. It was inspiring. It was exactly what you want to see in a young couple getting married. She just looked overjoyed, and I couldn't be more excited for her and her new husband and their future. Megan, Ian, congratulations. So we're talking today about gratitude. I want to talk a little bit more about gratitude in relationships. And in their case, obviously, they're starting out in their start of their marriage. It's a romantic relationship, but I find not just in romantic relationships, but also in a lot of our key relationships in our life, what happens is sort of we start out with this optimistic view of the other person, and we're very focused on all of the positives in the other person in these relationships that we have that are sort of longer key relationships in our life going forward. So I want to delve into that a little bit today. I'm Jason Alcott. If we haven't had the opportunity to meet, I'm the author of the upcoming book, The Sewing Principle. Thank you for being here. Let's dive in a little further. So what happens with these sort of longer term relationships over time? I'm talking about relationships like your romantic relationships with your husband or wife or boyfriend or girlfriend, or your relationships with your kids, your relationships with friends, of course, family members, parents and brothers and sisters, and the people that you work with. Those are very key relationships, people that you spend a lot of time with. Those relationships I find over time kind of shift from a focus on the positive to a lot more of a focus on, everybody's favorite radio station, WIIFM, what's in it for me, where we start to focus on the things that person does, or your children, maybe focus from the positive to all the things that they do wrong. And our focus starts to shift over time, and it sort of drains away from the relationships. It makes us feel less grateful for those relationships in our life. I wonder, is this true in your life? I know in my life, my wife and I were blessed with a couple of beautiful children who I absolutely love and adore, but it's been really interesting for me to sort of think about my relationship with my children over the last number of years as they're growing up. And it's so interesting. I was joking with my wife the other day. I find myself more frustrated than maybe I think that I thought that I would be as a parent, as I'm finding situations where I'm tired, they're learning and growing. And I was joking with my wife and saying, it's kind of like having two people that have had a little bit too much to drink wandering around your kitchen, because I'm constantly yelling out things like, don't touch that, or please stop dancing on the table. Meanwhile, they're screaming back for more milk and French fries. It's kind of bringing back these memories of like my college days, which some were amazing, but it's kind of like, I don't know, that's not really what we were looking for. And it's funny when you think about it like that, but why am I focusing on so much on, instead of focusing on the joy that they bring and the laughter, the incredible fun? Sometimes I'm finding myself too easily frustrated because I'm focused on all the things that they get wrong. And they're kids, they're going to get lots of things wrong. They're learning, they're making mistakes. But do we have grace for that? Do I have gratitude still? Am I still able to focus on the positive and the good things that are happening in their lives? There's a great book called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, which I look forward to delving into in future videos. Awesome book, kind of along the same lines of The Slight Edge, which is also one of my favorites. And he tells a story of how he went through an exercise of journaling for a year. I'm not a big journaler. I'm not sure if journaler is a word, but it's not showing up on my spell check. But anyway, but he did this exercise of journaling. And what he did is he did a Thanksgiving journal where every day for a year, he wrote down things that he was grateful for about his wife and in his relationship with his wife, and then he gave it to her as a gift at the end of the year. And he said it was this incredible experience, and what he found was that he was able to really dive in, and he had to be present. He had to focus in on all the different things that he was grateful for his wife, not just the fact that he was grateful for her and her presence in his life, but more than that, her ability to care and take care of him, and all of these different things that he kind of walks through in the book. And he found that by doing that, it allowed him to be more present in his relationship. He was much more focused on the gratefulness and much more focused on the gratitude in that relationship, and then was able to kind of bolster that up. It was sort of a really incredible experience for him. In business, it's often talked about as the idea of sort of walking around management style, walking around management, but focusing on finding people doing things right. So maybe it's people that you work with and coworkers, but instead of focusing on things where maybe they're getting something wrong or they've made a mistake, it's finding the things that they're getting right and praising them on that. I think that's something that I continue to try and to work on in my own work team. I've got an incredible team that I work with that is just persistent and disciplined and always, working hard to get things done and find solutions, and they're incredible. But it's important to be reminded of the fact that I need to walk around and find all of the specific things that I'm grateful for about them, and how much that can help to bolster their day, but also bolster my relationship with them. And what I find though is if I'm in a negative place, or if I'm in a tired place, or if I'm there, then I'm not looking at those positive things. I'm looking at the negative, and every time I do that, it's not strengthening, but it's taking away from the relationship. In the book of Philippians in the Bible, Paul writes this line where he says, "Every time I think of you, I give thanks to God for you." And it kind of roots back into this idea that, even Paul in his writings and in his thought process, gratitude is foundational in relationships. Last week we talked about, sort of listing off all the things and people that you're grateful for and how that can create that sort of healthy habit. But I find that when I can go deeper, not just for, saying I'm thankful for my wife, I'm thankful for my children, I'm thankful for my friends, I'm thankful for my coworkers, but can I actually list the specific things that I am thankful for about them? And I find that in that gratitude, it really allows me and causes me to sort of focus on the good things, focus on the great things in all those key relationships and people. And then I see that those relationships grow. And if I'm finding, and if I can create a habit around gratitude that is not just focused on the people, but on the attributes that they bring into my life and all the incredible blessings that are in our relationship, then I'm creating joy in my life. And isn't that really just a big part of what we're all searching for? What you're searching for is more joy. I hope that you're able to take this and run with it. I hope you have an incredible week, and I look forward to talking with you again soon.